Cyber Blast 32 and Titan Killer, and then I believe Just Doki and Danklink are in their second games right now. Alright, so there's Llomomo. Let me double check on Luxray. Looks like we've got some updates. Looks like we got some updates on some of those Survivors brackets matches coming up. We got a GG from Phil coming out. We'll see how they worked out that. Or they might. Nope. So that was game one for them. So not quite finished on that half of things. Awkward. Thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate. It's been a minute since we've seen you. Lord Papaya with it doesn't really, I don't really understand this game, but it looks good. Yeah, no. I mean, I've been saying this for the past couple of years. They continue to polish Smash and the Smash look over and over again. And I think those clinch finishes were really great spectator kind of things, you know, for us to see. I remember people getting super excited when the game first came out. And I remember being really salty one time and being like, he just hit me with something. Why is this like a big deal? Why is the game like trying to over focus on it? And it threw me off one time trying to DI out of something. And I was like, so when do I start like trying to like move away from that? Like this throws off I was like, this throws off everything. Nonetheless, though, it looks amazing on stream. And so, yeah, nah, big ups to them on that.
Yeah, they've really polished the game over the years, as well as trying to kind of fix their mistakes for what they kind of did after Brawl was they kind of, or after Melee rather, is that they kind of threw it into like, oh, we want it to be as casual and as fun as possible. And a lot of people, even like at the casual end, were like, this isn't as fun as like we thought it would be. And since then, with Smash 4, they kind of tried to make it a bit more balanced in terms of just the fighters themselves. And with Ultimate, they've done that even further with like the stages being able to like have no hazards. So stages that like Pokemon Stadium 2 and Kalos and other stages are now playable, as well as the cast is very balanced for its size. And that's something that's very hard to do when you have this many characters, as well as just so many like different like character brands as well.
Well, what's interesting is Lord Papaya throws out a pretty good question. He asks, which tier is Joker in this game?
S tier.
He is an S tier character for which reasons?
So basically, Joker is the best, in my opinion, and a lot of others, he's the best character in the entire game. He has really good frame data overall. He has two really good projectiles and gun, which can be shot in so many directions, and it can almost gimp so many characters as well. His AHA, which is that side B, it does poison damage over time. And on top of all of that, he has a really good tether grab with his up B and Arsene, which makes him do double damage, 2 hits on his moves, more kill power, and it like he gets this meter from being hit. So he doesn't even have to approach to get this like double damage technique. So just everything, it's just he has like every tool in the book that you want if you want to be the best character.
All right, here we go, hopping into the other half of winter semifinals.
Yeah, and talking about like everything you need to win, I think that this time around we might see a bit more polished Falco coming out from Luxray. And I hope, and I really do hope, that one of the things I think Luxray needs to win this time around versus last time is keeping Donkey Kong on like the ledge or the edge of the stage. You do not want him to win neutral interactions and let him keep getting this like middle of the stage. And something that he can do that is never going off stage against DK unless you know for a fact you can get that down air, you can get that spike. And we're kind of seeing that so far, seeing as though he does go off that time, but you do not, and right there is why you do not want to go off stage unless it's confirmed. Because even though you have DK at 139 now, he is not going to lose that stock until probably much later, because Llomomo is very aware that he does not want to lose the stock yet, you know? And he is able to get it, but I do think that even now, Luxray, he needs to keep up that game plan. He needs to keep up those comboing on stage. He needs to keep all of this stuff up because as soon as he, like we saw earlier, kind of strayed away from that game plan, it instantly backfired on him. There he goes, going for those up throws. Gets the fair. Kind of getting back in terms of percent now is Luxray. And I think that as long as he can keep getting these up tilt confirms and these up tilt combos, he can start to relax a little bit. He did finally like make it even, I would say. But now at this point, if he gets DK off stage, he does not need to go off stage. Let's see if he does.
No.
He does not. And there it is. That's what I mean, is that DK, like, he had one option, and it was a 50-50 almost, in the sense is that he either needs to up B there and hope that he doesn't get down aired, or just assume that Luxray is going to go low again, and then he can capitalize off of that mistake. And Luxray did not make a mistake that time. He read the recovery option and got that F smash. Really good stuff from Luxray, and it's kind of shown what I was talking about earlier about just keeping neutral. Neutral is far more important against DK because you just want to keep racking up as much damage as possible against heavies. You do not need to, like, they are not characters that you want to try and risk your character stocks with, because they will live forever. Tries to go for it again. Uses the laser though to kind of lower his recovery there, because did his jump. There it is with the neutral aerial. So patient. Really good stuff coming out from Luxray. But goes for the upper and misses, and that's going to be a very painful punish. He does have the full power donkey punch here with that super donkey punch. So as soon as he gets a chance, that was scary. He did not DI out either. This is very scary stuff. He goes off stage. Does not get the down air in his face though. However, he does have... Oh, misses that. Gets up aired. F tilted. Does he have a jump? Wow. He does not. He gets two framed.
The swap.
Really good stuff. That was so hard to get, and with such a small, not small, but a slower F tilt coming out from Llomomo with DK, he just read that side B perfectly, and there is still a bit of startup on that Phantasm, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
But even then, like, Nintendo did buff it in a couple recent patches and made it a bit faster at the beginning, but Llomomo, understanding the timing that he needed to get, and I think that the only thing this whole game that Luxray really did that was just not worth it was that initial down air off stage that he went for in that first stock, because it really did punish him. He had so much more percent racked up on the Llomomo that there was no real reason to go for that down air, especially when he misread the recovery height. And he did realize that later in game, so I hope he keeps that up and doesn't think he needs to be even more aggressive, because his combo game on point, he won most of the neutral interactions. It was just that one edge, those two edge guarding situations that kind of cost him that match. So let's see. Looks like they're going back to PS2. Run it back, Luxray says.
Yep. Now I'm curious if he's, he's been working with this Falco for a couple of weeks now. And so I'm curious if this is a new main or a challenge that he's trying to take on, to make something like that happen. So really curious to see. And it looks like he's going right back with them. Let's go ahead and hop into the full game. Switch up to full boards.
Yeah. I also think that this character, besides being very fun and also being just something that he has been exploring, I think that it does have some sort of competitive benefit to him. Llomomo has a very strong Donkey Kong. Like, we've seen what it can do. And despite Donkey Kong's position on many players, like tier lists, as well as just the types of characters like Falco, who usually do have some sort of benefit on him, one thing that Luxray is like a champion of is other heavyweights himself, like his Incineroar and his DDD are characters that you can't scoff at either. They're very good, but DK is the heavy's worst nightmare, just because he's going to live just as long as you, and he's going to combo the heck out of you. Like, he will combo any heavy like crazy. Like, however, Luxray having a really good time with these lasers, with these up tilts, just really showing why this matchup can be a struggle for DK. And I think that if Luxray just continues to play like this, kind of just throwing out hitboxes just within Llomomo's range or just within his shield, and then backing off as soon as Llomomo can react, to them, we're going to see a much different type of game come out than last game, where it kind of was just like, oh, I'll do this to you and then make a mistake and get punished hard for it, and then kind of keep it even when I shouldn't. And there it is. Luxray does try to dash dance in Llomomo's face, and Llomomo reads that he's gonna go in for that second dash, and does get the forward smash. Smart on Luxray. These small neutral interactions are really helping him out this game. He's been dashing in and out since the middle of that first stock, and it started to make Llomomo, I don't know if you saw this earlier, throw out those F-tilts. And then as soon as he started throwing out multiple F-tilts, Luxray would back off, and then only throw out those lasers or the forward aerials, because he knew that those would beat out the F-tilt. And see, there he is going for it again. And now he's conditioning him to kind of throw out these attacks, expecting him to dash in. And the amount of percent he's racked up is doing really well to keep DK in disadvantage here now. Got him at 150 almost, and we're just seeing smaller and but very important mistakes kind of coming out for Llomomo, because these air dodges, goes for the monkey punch, goes for the up B to kind of compensate. Really good stuff from Llomomo here, finally keeping Luxray in disadvantage here, but now they're fighting over neutral again. Goes for that down B. Will he get the up air? Does not. Gotta be careful here if you're Luxray. You do not want to overcommit to something silly. Yes, that was so good. Kind of baited him with that air dodge in, and it just did not make it close enough to that F-tilt, I believe it was. And then as soon as he got close enough, he just got the down smash and punished Llomomo. But, goes for the wrong smash tech. That does kill. What a good DI mix-up. Yeah. Alright, it's still pretty close. Gotta be careful if you're Luxray. That can break your shield. Nice air dodge out. I think that Llomomo kind of went for a different mix-up, but that super monkey punch, getting the damage, and Luxray now using that burst option with that phantasm in the air, and finally gets Llomomo into some sort of disadvantage. But, really strong use. Whiffs a grab. This is gonna be so bad. What DI mix-up? Does not tech it. What's he gonna do? Goes for the forward aerial. I don't know if that was intended.
And I feel like Donkey Kong is so dangerous over in this area of his life.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Here, let's see, was he gonna do Ding Dong? What a DI mix-up! He was not expecting that, I don't think. And one thing about that is that you aren't sure if your opponent is going to really go off stage, because Llomomo is somebody that we know will go off stage, like we see in this replay. We see both options. And so what happened was, as soon as he finally got the grab, he was freaking out here, gets comboed, needs to get back on stage, needs anything. And what he does, he grabs him here, same situation earlier, freaks out, probably DIing in, ready for the tech, and then because he was DIing in, that killed him earlier because he held inward. And when you're holding that throw inward, it's going to make your DI, instead of going outward like this, it's going to pull you upward. Like that.
Okay.
And it's just going to make it way easier for you to lose your stock off the top like that. So really good stuff on Llomomo.
All right, well, we are getting ready to go straight into winners finals right now. BW Styles hopping back into the ring. Let's see. Let's take a look at the bracket, because we've had some developments. I just took a look over here on losers.